Good evening and welcome. I'm Chris Parnell.
Reporting from Moscow.
Tbilisi.
Times Square.
May your dreams be your only boundaries in life.
Hello and welcome to GHS-TV's award-winning show, Crosstalk. I'm your host, Renee Ma'am. Each week in this time slot, we take a look at different issues, personalities, and events that affect you and our community. This week, we are tackling special education in the Memphis area and the many educational options available for children with disabilities. Later on in the show, we will talk with representatives from Memphis Oral School for the Deaf and the Bodine School. But joining me right now is Joe Gilbert and Susan Bryant from Madonna Learning Center. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming on our show today.
Thank you for having us.
When Madonna was first established in 1969, it was groundbreaking. Could you tell us about its foundation?
Sure. In 1969, there was a gentleman who said, I want to see if there's anything else out there for my son who was visually impaired, hearing impaired, and language impaired, and there was nothing locally, so they had to go to as far as Indiana to find a similar school. And the three sisters who ran that school came back to Memphis and started up Madonna, and they were located in the Leroy in the Berkeley area. And in '96 we moved to this present location, 7007 Poplar, and then this past year we renovated the school building, or old church building, to accommodate our needs. My brother was one of the first attendees in 1969 of the first school, so it's been fun to come back and see it transformed into a beautiful facility.
One of Madonna's core values is to provide every student with the quality education they deserve. How do you cater to each student's learning needs?
When the students come in, we give an assessment and we determine what individualized educational plan, an IEP, is needed in order for them to be successful. We also have a transition plan for our adult program, because we have a program that children 18 and older, adults 18 and older, are given vocational training for job employment. So each of those individual plans are detailed with the parents and all the staff that we have, our occupational therapist and our speech therapist, and we determine the best avenue we need to take in order to have them become successful and employable individuals.
Now you mentioned the IEP. Could you describe what that plan entails specifically?
We incorporate all of our therapists, and they, as well as the parents and their teachers, to develop a good educational plan and social plan in order for the children to become successful. And then we monitor it throughout the year and update it as necessary throughout that year, along with the transition plan for our adults.
Well, Ms. Bryant, you are not only a teacher at Madonna, but you're also a parent.
Yes.
Why did you initially come to Madonna Learning Center?
Well, we brought our son Sam to Madonna because he really needed the special place that Madonna is to meet his needs, a smaller place perhaps, a place that really focused on language, a place that he really gained a lot of confidence and people understood him, he understood them. It's just a very welcoming place, a place he's really blossomed and really feels a lot more included and a part of things.
As a teacher, what are some of your teaching styles you like to implement on your students?
I think the biggest thing we do is try to meet children, students, where they are. Wherever you are, that's okay, and we're going to move you forward in the best way that we can, looking at each person's unique gifts and talents and assets and try to build on those, try to help them, basically just sort of take them where they are, I think is the most important piece, and we do that because everybody's at a unique place, just like typical people. We're all kind of unique in that way, and I think that's the best thing to do, is to take them where they are and find out what they like, what they enjoy, and move forward at whatever works for them.
How does Madonna support families?
Wow, they support them amazingly. I think that's another reason, if I'm honest, while we're there. They're very supportive of families, understanding that we have a different track that we're on, and families need as much support oftentimes as their children do with disabilities, because it is a different way of doing things. Different isn't good or bad, it's just different, and I think that's the knowing that there are other people that understand what you're going through, other people that have lived life a little bit ahead of you that can be helpful in saying, these are things that were helpful for my child, give it a try. And just overall, you don't have to explain a whole lot. People just kind of understand what it's like to be a parent of a child with a disability.
Tell us how you noticed the Madonna difference in your child.
His language blossomed. He just is very confident, very who he is. Just an opportunity for him to be Sam and be okay with that, and confident about not having to necessarily wonder, am I doing the right thing, or am I doing this right? But just a place that he is just welcomed and taken however he is and moved forward at his pace.
Ms. Gilbert, you have a lot of extracurricular activities going on at Madonna. So could you tell us about your upcoming holiday event in December?
Sure. The community has been so supportive to Madonna, and so every year we have a Christmas play that we hold at the GPAC, and it's a gift that our students give back to the community. They look forward to it. It's a big event. The past 3 years we've had it at the GPAC, and we have had 2 evening performances. They're both at 7 o'clock on the 15th and 16th, and then we have a 10 o'clock day performance on the 15th, and it is usually standing room, and that's an over 800 seat capacity. So it is quite an event, and the students really enjoy it, the community enjoys it, and so we're looking forward to another great year at the GPAC.
Do all the students participate in this?
Every child participates.
Yes.
Wow.
Everyone. Even we have students that use iPads as their communication device, and they're up there. They have speaking parts, and they're just all included. It's a wonderful event.
Well, thank you so much for coming on our show today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much to Mrs. Gilbert and Susan Bryant for being on the program. If you want to contact Madonna Learning Center, call 901-752-5767 or email them at kford@madonnalearning.org. Also, if you would like to purchase a ticket for a Christmas gift, you can purchase tickets online or directly at GPAC by calling their box office at 901-751-7500, or you can send an email to boxoffice@gpacweb.com. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we will be joined by Carol Kirby and Teresa Schwartz from the Memphis Oral School for the Deaf.
Okay, Josh, do your stuff.
Okay, people, you know the drill. Canned foods only, guys.
Sometimes you gotta live what you believe, open your arms, 'cause that's where it starts. Right here with you and with me. What the world needs now is love.
Generosity, pass it on.
A little help from up above. Faith to me.
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Little voice came on the phone and said, Daddy, when you come home. He said the first thing that came to his mind,
I'm already there.
I'm already there. Take a look around. Oh, I'm already there.
Being there. Pass it on.
GHS-TV has a new website. You can now view any of our shows on our new media pages. Or check out the latest Wake Up Germantown or Red Devil postgame. As always, we're streaming live 24/7. Just visit ghstv.org today.
Welcome back to Crosstalk. I'm your host, Renee Mann. Our topic for this week's show is special education schools around the Memphis area. Right now, we are joined by Carol Kirby and Teresa Schwartz from the Memphis Oral School for the Deaf. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
How was Memphis Oral School first established?
It was a very similar story to the Madonna School. It was a family that had to send their child to St. Louis for training so that a deaf child could learn to talk rather than sign. And so they came back and established a school in Memphis.
Your school is known not to use the use of sign language. Instead, what other methods of communication and learning do you encourage students to do?
They are all fitted with some sort of device, either powerful hearing aids or cochlear implants that give them access to sound. And once they're able to hear, we begin working with them to learn language just like a typical hearing child does.
What educational philosophy does your school provide that other schools may not?
The specific oral approach. And so we combine speech therapy and audiological services to help every child learn to talk. And then they learn in an environment that's hands-on. It's a preschool. They learn like they would at any other preschool. And so they're able to be fully mainstreamed when they're in kindergarten.
You actually have a video for us to watch today and to show us some of those educational techniques. So let's take a look at that.
All right.
My name is Madeline. I'm 5 years old. My name is Doris. I'm 5 years old. My name is Rory. I'm 3 years old. This is my processors for my cochlear implant. And this is a magnet. This is a FM, and this is the battery, and this is the hook. When I put it on, I can hear everything.
I don't see anything, do you?
Oh, yeah!
Oh my goodness!
I have 2 cochlear implants. They help me dance. I like butterflies and metamorphosis. I like to get presents. And I like my mommy, daddy, and coach, and it's my family. I like MOSD because it's fun, and I like to see my friends and my teachers. Bye!
Ms. Kirby, you are the Developments Director at Memphis Oral School. Specifically, what therapeutic services do you offer students at your school?
Well, as far as development, what that means in my role at the school is to provide funding to help go out in the community and to acquire the resources that we need for our teachers and speech therapists and our audiologists to provide those therapeutic services that you mentioned. They are the experts and the specially trained staff in oral deaf education to teach our young ones, starting at age 2 to age 5 or 6, to give them the communication skills that they need in order to be able to enter kindergarten with their hearing classmates and just to succeed and do whatever it is that they wish to do. Just like the video that you saw, those were our graduates from this past spring, and those students are off they're anywhere from pre-K to kindergarten to 1st grade, and just talking up a storm and just enjoying school and able to do anything that they wish to now in school and in life. And so my role at the school is to make sure that we have the funds, and thanks to the community and wonderful support that we have, we're able to provide those particular services to all the children that need our services. We have not had to turn anyone away that needed the special services that we provide.
Well, we know that you serve as an observation and training site for audiologists and speech pathologists. Could you tell us about that and how that was first established?
I'll defer to Teresa on that. She's the professional among us here.
Right. So we do training programs for audiologists and speech pathologists and teachers. So we have students that come from Ole Miss and Vanderbilt and University of Arkansas and all around the community to receive their training so that they can go on and do what we do in their adult lives after they graduate.
Well, Ms. Kirby, what are some of the extracurricular activities and some of the fundraisers that you put on at Memphis Oral School?
We have a lot of fun at Memphis Oral School for the Deaf. I have to say, we do a golf tournament in the fall. Our next big event is our Speakeasy Gala coming up in April at the Great Hall in Germantown. It's a 1920s themed party with lots of fun auction and restaurants and jazz music, kind of get all dressed up in the 1920s attire. That's our biggest event, and we have a number of activities throughout the year. But we also, I would encourage anyone who's interested to come and visit the school. That is so you can see the fun and hear the fun that goes on every day in our classrooms. I would love to, anyone that's interested, to come and visit us, and you can meet some of our wonderful kids and hear them talking and singing songs and meet our amazing staff. And that also kind of helps with some ideas and see what you might be able to do to help support the school with our wish list and needs. All the things that you see in a typical preschool is what we need in our school at Memphis Oral School for the Deaf. Our teachers do lots of wonderful crafts and activities that get our kids to talking.
And this is all help from the community as well?
Absolutely. Oh yes, absolutely. We rely on the support of the community to keep us going and to provide those services that our kids need, and to get them talking and to regular school, and just to make them a success in school and in life, and to be able to be productive citizens, not reliant on any kind of special services, and to do whatever it is they wish to do in our community and beyond.
Well, you don't just train students, but you also provide family training. Could you describe that?
As soon as a child is diagnosed with a hearing loss, it often happens right at birth. They're given a test in the hospital. And so the parent is told that their child may be deaf and they are lost. They don't know where to turn and what to do. So we begin immediately, as soon as the diagnosis comes in, working with the family to help them have hope about the future and to know specific activities that they can do to encourage their child to listen. Get hearing aids on the babies right away and begin working on their listening skills from the get-go.
If community members wanted to help in any way, how could they get involved?
We invite first to visit our website, which will give you a lot of information about the school, and our wish list is on there, the things that we need in the classrooms, and the therapists use lots of craft activities to get our kids interested in talking and learning new words and sentences every day and every week. Also, we encourage groups to come and visit us. We even provide opportunities for corporate groups, maybe up to about 10, not too many at a time, because we're a small school, but to come and visit our classrooms, and we can get you involved in a project and to meet our children and engage with them and just kind of learn how they learn. It gives them opportunities to talk to other grown-ups and to come visit, and that's kind of the wish list, and get involved with our events. If you're a golfer, if you like to come to our speakeasy, all that information we'd be happy to provide for you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you to Carol Kirby and Teresa Schwartz for joining us today. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we will be joined by Brenda Berry and student Lily McCullum from Bodine School.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful
GHS-TV has a new website. You can now view any of our shows on our new media pages. Or check out the latest Wake Up Germantown or Red Devil postgame. As always, we're streaming live 24/7. Just visit GHS-TV.org today.
Welcome back to Crosstalk. I'm your host, Renee Ma'am. Joining us now from Bodine School, we have Brenda Berry and student Lily McCullum. Thank you both for joining us today. We're so glad to have you. Bodine is the first and only school that deals with kids with dyslexia. What makes Bodine so unique?
Well, I think just that. We are the only school in the Mid-South area that offers a program specifically for students who struggle with dyslexia, which is a language-based learning disability. And we also offer the remediation needed, but also a whole school experience. So it's a very unique program, very successful.
What other programs do you offer at Bodine?
So in addition to our day school, which is currently for students in 1st through 8th grade, we also offer a summer reading program, and that is open to any student, not just a Bodine student, but anyone in the community who either struggles with reading or any other language-based type of learning, or they just want to stay on top of their skills over the summer and enhance their reading and language-based skill set.
Well, Bodine's core values are innovative, transformative, and boundless. Yes. How do those values make up your challenging curriculum?
Well, I think that they really embody a Bodine student. The innovative side is we know that more than 30% of entrepreneurs are dyslexic. We know that a lot of the contributions to our world are from people with the dyslexic mind, people like Thomas Edison, Albert Einstein, Steve Jobs. So the innovative part is that is who our student is, and so we embrace that. The transformative is at Bodine, a student is transformed. They go from someone who is perhaps intimidated by reading to someone who is a leader in reading. They want to be in the library, they want to be studying. The boundless side, when our students are ready to leave Bodine, they know that the sky is the limit and they're prepared to take on any challenge they want.
Why did you decide to get involved with Bodine?
Well, it was funny you should ask because I have 2 children. One of them is dyslexic, and I didn't know that until after I worked at Bodine. So I definitely feel as if I was put in that position to not only help the community, but definitely have a personal understanding of what it's like to have a child who is dyslexic. And I think that's really helped relate to our families and understand the challenges that come with it, but also the wonderful opportunities that come once a child receives the remediation they need.
You recently had the co-founder of Chalkbeat come to your school and talk to you at the Erica Center, is that correct?
Yes, so the Erica Center at Bodine School is a new program, and it's really focused on really taking the approach to instruction at Bodine and impacting the community in a larger way. So we bring in teachers from Teach for America, the KIPP schools. We train them in the approach to instruction that we use in our own school, and then hundreds and thousands of students can receive that same remediation outside of the walls of Bodine. Bringing a speaker in, we do that all throughout the year, and it's just a way to promote reading and comprehension and all the wonderful things that Bodine is able to do with the entire community.
Well, what was Chalkbeat? Could you talk about that?
Sure. So it's a nonprofit organization, and it's really focused online as being kind of like a news source for education and talking about some trends in education and just different. It focuses on different schools, different issues, both in the independent school spectrum as well as the public school spectrum. And so having Chalkbeat at Bodine was a really wonderful nod to the school, and also a great opportunity for people across the United States to see that Bodine is in fact a leader in teaching children who have dyslexia.
And all the students come in and watch this presentation?
They are certainly welcome to. It's open to Bodine students, Bodine parents, alumni, community members, teachers in the community, anyone who's interested. That's the beauty of it.
Well, speaking of students, we have Miss Lily McCullum on our show today. How old are you, Lily?
I'm 10.
Oh, well, what was the first significant change that you noticed when you went to Bodine?
That my spelling got a lot better.
Your spelling? Oh, and could you walk us through a typical day in your classroom?
First we would come in and unpack our bag, and next we would have OG. That's Orton Gillingham. Orton Gillingham is where you have sounds. We have a visual drill, an auditory drill, and we also do spelling with words and sentences.
What extracurricular activities do you participate in?
I participate in, I sing for the School of Rock, and I also play soccer for the Bodine soccer team.
Well, that's great. Miss Berry, do you have any upcoming events coming on this year?
Certainly. We do a lot of fun things throughout the year with the students and then with the community as well. The speaker series, we already spoke to that. Another thing we do every year, as most nonprofits do, or independent schools as well, is have an annual event. Ours is less of a strict fundraiser and more of a celebration of Bodine School. So this school year, the event we're having is the Bodine's Bow Tie Bash, and it's going to be February 20th at Minglewood Hall. It's a really, really awesome party, just celebrating Bodine, celebrating the students, the teachers, the impact that we've had on the community in 43 years. Just so many thousands of lives have been changed, and that's a real great opportunity to kind of spread that message, celebrate it, and also raise money for the school.
So you have different fundraisers for each year?
Sure. We have an event that would be our annual event, and it's been an auction type of event in the past. This year it'll certainly have a silent and live auction theme to it, but the celebration side is really most important. Ron Childers with WMC-TV, he will be joining us for the 3rd year in a row as our MC and auctioneer, so it's a very, very fun event.
How can community members get involved with Bodine?
Sure. There are so many opportunities to support the school. I think the best way would be to go to our website, which is bodineschool.org, and just look at the many ways that the school could use support in the community, whether it's financial, whether it's time and talents that are donated, or if they really have a child and just reading is really a struggle. I think it's a really great place to go look, get the resources needed, and Bodine is likely going to be able to help in some way.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Berry and Ms. McCullum, for coming on our show today.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the guests we've had on today's show. Providing specialized education for children with disabilities is becoming more mainstream, and after talking with our guests, it sounds like Memphis is at the forefront of this movement. Remember, Crosstalk can be seen each week at 9:30 a.m. and 7 p.m. on Mondays, 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. Thursdays, and 7:30 p.m. on Sundays. For more information on our programming, please check us out on the web at GHS-TV.org, where we are streaming live 24 hours a day. You can also check us out on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Renee Mann. From all of us at GHS-TV, thank you for watching Crosstalk, and I hope to see you again.